I'm probably going to have to put a lot of disclaimers on this one, aren't I? Welcome to, or back to, my channel. I'm Kit, your friendly feminist cat lady spinster, and today we're talking about the stay-at-home girlfriend trend on TikTok. Within the past month or so, Lauren Chen and Rebecca Barrett both made videos about this TikTok trend, and Rebecca's was the most interesting, so we're going to watch that one. It is weird though. Last I knew, they were both Christian conservatives, but for the sake of sticking it to the feminists, they're willing to overlook their morals to encourage women to stay home, which kind of doesn't surprise me. Anyway, let's get into it.
Today, I'm going to talk about and discuss this controversial topic that is being blown up on TikTok.
Is it controversial though? It seems to me this happens fairly often. Something goes viral on TikTok, others copy, it's talked about, and then it fades away. Don't understand all the kerfluffle, but I guess this is good for conservatives. It gives them something to outrage about. Though on that note, why is it always TikTok? Why do we take it so seriously?
And that is the stay-at-home girlfriend. There are so many feminists that are coming for these stay-at-home girlfriends.
I love the language.
The feminists are coming for the stay-at-home girlfriends. They're going to make you break up with a boyfriend and get a career.
Dude, no one cares. Pointing out the risks in a trend does not mean you're coming for someone.
So the stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife trend has been very popular on TikTok amongst younger women, but the most offensive type of stay-at-home anything is the stay-at-home girlfriend. So let's take a look at what's so upsetting.
It's neither offensive nor upsetting, but it is concerning.
This is what my mornings look like as a 25-year-old stay-at-home girlfriend. I fill up Luke and I's water bottles to make sure we're hydrated, and then I made myself a Bloom green juice. And then I made Luke his latte. I make him an iced latte with cinnamon and maple syrup and homemade almond milk. Then I tidied up our bedroom, made the bed. Then I did my very long skincare routine. It's like 20 minutes long, and ice rolled. Then I did my 5-minute journal and went on a walk on the beach to get a coffee with Luke. And then I put my workout clothes on, did a workout at the gym with Luke, and afterwards made us some smoothie bowls with some superfoods. Then I made myself my second caffeine drink for the day, matcha latte with Bloom's collagen, and then I planned out the rest of my day in my new planner.
Welcome to a typical day in the life of a stay-at-home girlfriend. So I'll usually start my day off with the workout. It's my priority to pour into myself and make sure I put myself first. Then I made Bae some breakfast. I really just had a nachi and a boiled egg. We played with these Oculus. This thing was so cool. It was my first time doing anything VR, so I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Then I got these beautiful flowers from Willie's. I just got them because they were pretty and it's spring. Got a bit of fruit and these edamame beans. This is my favorite snack these days. I've always actually liked these beans. So one of the things I do around the house is just run the errands, do the running around so that Bae can focus on work and just be 100% on that. So he can bring in those coins and I need to go shopping. And then I made a salad and salmon for lunch, and I got these little sachets just to control our calories. Dressing has a lot of calories. I love this ginger beer, though the tag was on upside down, so that was weird. I did some laundry, and this is my least favorite thing. So fun fact about me, I know how to build websites. This is the back end of my business's WordPress website. So yeah, I know how to do that. And then Bae was cleaning my screen because his pet peeve is my screen is always dirty. So Shamey helped me out. I went to go see a movie later on. Bae was out for dinner with his friend, and I went to Prestige. This is the only cinema I actually give the time of day. I went to watch the movie Full. It's sort of like a thriller, and that is like one of my favorite genres ever. I went home, had some mince with some cauliflower, and I slept.
Welcome to a day in the life as a content creator / stay-at-home girlfriend. Today, the mission is prepare the house for the holidays. So of course, I start off every day with my skincare routine that's so tea. and then I'm off to Pilates. But first, I actually had to create some aloe content for TikTok. So once I finished that, I am out the door. Grab my necessities and my Celsius, and we head over to Club Pilates. After Pilates, I have to run a few errands. First stop is Chanel. They were holding a bag for me, so tea. Then I grab a few gifts. You know the vibes, always approved. It's finally after 12, so I can break my fast. So I head over to True Foods and grab some healthy bites to eat. While I was at the mall, they washed my car. And I head over to Home Goods. Yes, it's only like 4 o'clock, but it gets dark early. And then Target just vibes, and then the grocery store, and I am home.
I think it's important to remember that we only see what people want us to see on social media, but this is also supposed to be a day in the life, and, well, to be blunt, it seems very self-focused and boring. Everyone values different things, but where is the art, the volunteering, the reading, the writing? Well, I guess one did journal, but seriously, this is supposed to be aspirational. I'm old and old-fashioned, so perhaps someone can explain to me the appeal. Honestly, it just seems like another way to glorify consumerism.
The same women that talk about autonomy and a woman's right to choose are the same women that are bashing these stay-at-home girlfriends for just documenting their day in the life.
I had a feeling Rebecca was going to go that route. And first, I want to say that though obviously women should have the autonomy to choose what their life looks like, that doesn't mean everyone is going to approve of it. And that goes for everyone. Feminist or no, career woman or stay-at-home mother, it doesn't matter what you do, someone is going to disapprove, and if you put that online and you're someone who gets a lot of views, the odds are high you're going to hear about that disapproval. I don't think you should bash someone for their life choices, but from some of the comments I've received on my channel, the definition of bash apparently now means to disagree.
And they're calling it dangerous.
I call yes on Rebecca's air quotes. Yes, it can be dangerous to rely on someone else to support you, and I wonder how sheltered she must have been to not know that by now.
And they're saying that it's white privilege.
Well, yes, traditionally it was only upper-class white women who could afford to stay home, and I think even these days you'll find the trad wife, stay-at-home girlfriend sphere is majority white.
And that these women are gold diggers.
I assume they love their boyfriends, but this brings up an interesting point. Would they be with these men if they couldn't support this lifestyle on one income?
Day in the life of a stay-at-home girlfriend.
These blog titles are getting so creative. My next one's gonna be Day in the life of a stay-at-home stupid bitch. I spend the whole day watching Modern Family before realizing it's 5 p.m. and I should probably get up and do some work that's productive for my career, but instead I decided to clean my whole apartment until 8 p.m. so I could procrastinate the workload. I lost it at the end a little bit. I got a bit mad.
We have to talk about the stay-at-home girlfriend trend on TikTok. It may look really glamorous, but it is actually really dangerous. This trend is where one partner in a relationship with no children stays home and their job is to look after the partner that goes to work. This is really dangerous because it means that the person who stays home is very likely to have zero financial independence. Having zero financial independence in a relationship is one of the key contributors to financial abuse. If you don't have financial independence, it means if you are in an abusive relationship or a relationship where you are not happy, it is very hard for you to leave because you don't have any money. We need money to be able to live. The number of homeless women in Australia is increasing every year. One of the key contributors to this is because women are staying home, they aren't able to build up the skills to be able to get a job, get education, build up their career, they don't get super, so then when the relationship does break down, they don't have anything to support them. Education and building up skills is power, and don't forget how important it is.
The first one was unnecessarily harsh, and I don't understand the point of it, but the second one pretty much sums up everything I wanted to say. Super, if I'm understanding correctly, is basically the Australian version of Social Security, which in the US, you have to work for a certain number of years to qualify for. So if you're not working in your 20s, you're not contributing toward your retirement in any way, and I'm really curious about how one would explain that gap on their resume. And I'm also curious about why it's bad to be concerned about this.
I do not think it's a coincidence that the majority of people posting about their stay-at-home girlfriend routine are white. And I think it's just another example of how white women, including myself, have always had the option of opting out when things get too hard. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you have the ability to just say, screw it, I'm not going to contribute anything to my community or have any responsibility toward creating social change. Instead, I'm actually just going to make drinks all day and do face masks and eat goji berries, is a direct byproduct of whiteness and white supremacy. And before you come at me and say, no, that's not true, people can do what they want, Yeah, they can do what they want. Please don't attack random girls that are doing Pilates and making smoothies. It's not really the point, especially if the logical conclusion to your argument is that everyone should have a job. That's not a hill I want to die on. Rather, I'm saying, look at who can afford to not have one. If anyone has seen that scene in White Lotus where the rich lady is like, I don't vote, like it's just like too... That's what I'm talking about. Not to mention the anti-Semitic undertones of the tradwife craze that's come into the foray, which I think is related to this. So much more to say.
I was puzzling over why this was a problem, and then I remembered that Rebecca is addressing a conservative crowd, and they don't like being told that being white benefits them in any way. But it's true, and it's really important to look at who gets the luxury of opting out of the workforce, who gets the luxury of not bothering to vote, who basically gets to just not participate in society because things will be fine for them either way. Or so they think.
This is mind-boggling to me, and it's interesting because it is white women that are talking and speaking on behalf of women of color and minority women.
How are they speaking on behalf of women of color and minority women?
When you actually look at the TikToks, there are plenty of Black women, there are plenty of Latino women, there are plenty of Asian women that are picking up the trend as well, that are actually stay-at-home girlfriends and documenting it.
So basically, the ratio is fine for Rebecca.
So it is a bunch of BS to say, okay, it's just a white woman thing.
That's not what she said, though. She said majority. Rebecca is really getting worked up by this, and I don't understand why. And it's really weird since according to her title, I'm the one that's supposed to be triggered.
Because we have the ability to opt out of being a part of society, when in all reality, it's just women being sick of feminism.
Is Rebecca confusing feminism with capitalism again?
And sick of being told that we have to be fulfilled and be empowered just by working and just by being, collecting our paycheck and working towards our career.
No. Very few people think fulfillment is found in the workplace. It can be, but for most people, it's not. Rebecca grabs these TikToks. Did she not listen to the second and third one? Do we need to go over that again?
And when you look at the comments under these videos, you just see a bunch of women being petty, being jealous of the lifestyle these women live.
So, girl, we are worried about you. That's literally my nightmare. Girlie, blink twice if you need help is pettiness and jealousy. I would be willing to bet most comments are facetious, but maybe it's not the point of social media, but isn't it kind of the point of influencers? They want people to want what they have, and they use that to sell people things.
One commenter says, if y'all break up, is a stay-at-home girlfriend on your resume or? And someone else replies, she has 445,000 followers on TikTok. She will be fine. And another person responded to that thread and said, not a career, ... And someone else replied, yes, it is. And I just want to stop here and say, yeah, social media is definitely a career today.
It will never stop being weird to me that you can be a stay-at-home anything and also have a career now, apparently. But anyway, I'm not into TikTok, but I've been informed it pays the worst of all the platforms. And if you plan to live a luxurious lifestyle, I'm doubtful TikTok would be able to maintain it. And also, if your lifestyle changes, what would happen to your content? You would no longer be posting about your stay-at-home girlfriend life if your boyfriend loses his job or breaks up with you. Well, I suppose they could lie and just keep posting as if everything is normal. But even if the relationship continues on smoothly, social media is finicky and you can fall off at any time.
The fact that we can make money on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, granted, there is more money to be made on YouTube, but these women that you see are getting a ton of sponsorships. They are getting ad reads. They are getting partner deals constantly. So I don't buy the fact that she's just a stay-at-home girlfriend. She obviously makes money, but her boyfriend allows her to stay at home and do things that she actually likes to do.
This is baffling.
These women are influencers who make money, therefore being a stay-at-home girlfriend isn't dangerous because they make money. Checkmate, feminists.
No. The majority of people posting on social media aren't going to be able to become influencers no matter how hard they try. And you can't just sign up for YouTube and instantly begin bringing in money. It takes time and effort to build up an audience, and an audience isn't guaranteed.
And that is the beauty of it. And that's why it's pissing off all of these other women, because they have to work a 9-to-5 job. They have to build their career.
Wait, I thought social media is a career.
Yeah, social media is definitely a career today.
So then these influencers are working on their career. This is just so weird. And I think being the partner that stays home can work, but I also think it involves discussion, commitment, and a budget that allocates some money to whoever is staying home so they can have their own savings. Because no, you can't just go online and start making money. And I really wish if people are going to glamorize stay-at-home life, they would talk about these details as well.
This is another thread. It says, "Are you his mother?" And another person said, "I mean, if my husband said I could stop working and just cook and clean, I'd be thrilled." And yeah, a majority of women would opt to be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home girlfriend.
I wonder if Rebecca would be so keen on this trend if it was men staying home.
If their boyfriend, husband, fiance would give them that opportunity. And then another commenter said, "Where's the feminism in the comment section? If anybody wants to work, great. If they want to be a stay-at-home person, awesome. Everyone's so judgy." And I agree.
Pot, meat kettle.
Where is feminism here? Because feminism, like all of the feminists want to say, is all about choice.
That's a shallow interpretation of feminism, which is one of the things that makes me think Rebecca was never actually a feminist, let alone a radical one.
It's all about a woman's autonomy. And if these women are choosing and getting the green light from their boyfriends, then what is the big deal?
I just pinched myself. Apparently, I'm not dreaming. So first, I really don't buy that Rebecca cares about women's autonomy, given that she thinks women should be submissive to their husbands. Second, does she really see nothing wrong with this? It will never not be weird to me that people will champion something under the assumption that whoever they deem their enemy won't like it.
Feminists don't like stay-at-home girlfriends? Well then, I'm all for it, even though I'm a religious conservative.
And third, yes, it is concerning that women are going on TikTok and glamorizing the stay-at-home girlfriend life. They're influencers, they'll be fine. But they're influencing people who aren't influencers, and that is who I'm worried about. Speaking of which, do we need to replay the Australian TikTok again? Apparently, Rebecca wasn't listening. And also, it's so weird how folks like Rebecca will just dismiss all concerns and worries and just say anyone cautioning you against staying home is just jealous because they have to work. And by you, I mean women, because I don't think Rebecca would be okay with men staying home.
And this particular TikToker, and actually most of these TikTokers, they're getting ad reads. They are getting followers. They are getting opportunities that, God forbid, that lifestyle runs out for them. They can pivot and they can still be on TikTok and they can still make content and still make money.
If I'm understanding this correctly, Rebecca is saying that even if the sponsorships and ad reads go away, they can still make money off TikTok, which might be true, but, well, the money doesn't really come from the platform. The money comes from the sponsorships, the Patreon, the ads. Without those, you're really not even looking at pocket change, let alone a livable income.
What is the guarantee of working a 9-to-5 job? What is a guarantee about a career?
If a woman shouldn't bother with a career because it's not guaranteed, why should a man? A man isn't guaranteed anything either. But anyway, if you're working, it allows you to build up your savings, your skills, and your network. And can you please stop making me defend capitalism?
We saw during the pandemic that all of these people lost their jobs. And most of the women that transitioned to be, work from home moms decided to stay in those roles because they liked the ability of staying at home and still being around their children. And more women were open to the fact that, wow, I can stay at home and still make money or have a part-time job or make YouTube videos or be a TikTok influencer. And that is perfectly fine.
Yes, so long as that's their choice and it's not just assumed that they would be the ones to give up their job for the family.
But it's these feminists.
I think Rebecca makes the mistake, quite likely on purpose, of assuming woman equals feminist.
That are so upset about these stay-at-home wives and stay-at-home girlfriends and stay-at-home fiancés and all of that stuff. And it's just hilarious to me because they preach one thing, but yet they're just haters.
Yep, we're just hating. What we're hating, I don't know, but I'm sure Rebecca will tell us.
They're haters because no one wants to wife them up.
This always baffles me every time I hear this, and feminists are just haters because no man finds them attractive enough to marry is nothing new. But there are married feminists. There are feminists who stay home. The argument about staying home isn't no one should ever do it ever, you must always be employed full-time by a corporation. The argument is that, well, let's just play the Australian TikTok again.
We have to talk about the stay-at-home girlfriend trend on TikTok. It may look really glamorous, but it is actually really dangerous. This trend is where one partner in a relationship with no children stays home and their job is to look after the partner that goes to work. This is really dangerous because it means that the person who stays home is very likely to have zero financial independence. Having zero financial independence in a relationship is one of the key contributors to financial abuse. If you don't have financial independence, it means that if you are in an abusive relationship or a relationship where you are not happy, it is very hard for you to leave because you don't have any money. We need money to be able to live. The number of homeless women in Australia is increasing every year. One of the key contributors to this is because women are staying home, they aren't able to build up the skills to be able to get a job, get education, build up their career. They don't get super. So then when the relationship does break down, they don't have anything to support them. Education and building up skills is power, and don't forget how important it is.
No one wants to give them that stay-at-home girlfriend title.
Well, as I now work from home, I gave myself that title. But seriously, this is bizarrely juvenile.
The boys think you're ugly, you're just jealous because you can't have what the pretty girls have.
Come on.
And they're pissed. Another woman writes, "Wow, sounds fulfilling." And another commenter said, "So sad that people are convinced working the rest of your life is the only way to be fulfilled."
I don't know what's going on in these women's lives, but if their lives are actually like those day in a life TikToks they post, yeah, they don't sound fulfilling to me. And that's fine. Different people find different things fulfilling. I'm sure some things that I enjoy would bore them to tears.
I'm right with you, Aiden. And then another commenter said, "It's fulfilling to take care of people and be taken care of in return." And another commenter said, 90% of jobs people do are not fulfilling. And that is absolutely correct.
Yes. And it's really weird how they took this one comment and ran with it too. They must mean it's not fulfilling because she doesn't have a traditional job.
Feminism has lied to women and said that career success is above any other success or fulfillment that a woman can have.
If Rebecca was once a raging, radical feminist like she claims to have been, she would know that most feminists aren't all that keen on capitalism. But I suspect Rebecca's feminism, if she ever even thought about it, was more akin to corporate or pop feminism. That being said, why can't we reimagine a world where instead of having women occupying jobs men once held exclusively and calling that progress, we create something where people could work less and still make enough money to live? Why do we have to keep doing the same things over and over even when we know they don't work?
So when a woman decides that is not the lifestyle that I want and she chooses to document and make money,
Rebecca is hitting us hard with the fact that these TikTokers are making money. She knows it's important to have your own money, and she's trying to pretend that anyone can become a stay-at-home girlfriend influencer if they just decide to. But no, it's not easy to become an influencer, and it's even harder to make money off it, especially consistently.
off of that lifestyle.
Call me old-fashioned, but making money off of your lifestyle just makes me uneasy. I don't know what, oh right, I'm probably just jealous.
People get pissed. Women get pissed because they are monetizing this. They are making money at home while their boyfriend is still providing for them, or their husband is still providing for them, or their fiance. And these women are pissed.
You know what actually pisses me off? It's not women posting about their stay-at-home life. It's people like Rebecca acting as though it's fine to put all your eggs in one basket, don't think about the future, don't plan for things to go wrong. Because we all know life always works out perfectly.
These people are pissed because they have to work so hard to achieve this feminist idealism.
I'm sorry, is she saying the feminist ideal is everyone having a career?
This feminist hat that they put on, that chip on their shoulder, when these women are outperforming them, out earning them, and still living the lifestyle that they want. That's the kicker.
When Rebecca talks like this, it sounds as though these women have just scammed men into paying their way while they make bank online and have a good time doing it.
Now, while I believe that the stay-at-home girlfriend trend is much more productive and much healthier for young women than twerking on the internet or telling young women to do OnlyFans and actually leading women down a dark and dangerous path.
So your only options are OnlyFans, twerking on the internet, and being a stay-at-home girlfriend? Wow.
I've also been very clear and transparent and made multiple videos about this topic. I do not believe it is good for couples to shack up before they are married. The divorce rates and the divorce stats around people cohabitating before marriage are much higher than if you did not cohabitate before marriage.
So she's a big believer in marriage before living together, and she waited until the end of the video before saying that? Okay. Anyway, if memory serves, wasn't there something about however egalitarian your relationship is before marriage, it changes after? Could that possibly account for any dissatisfaction? But since we're talking about how to have a lasting marriage, I would like to note that it's best to wait until after 25 to get married.
And in closing, I'm just going to say, if you want to live the stay-at-home lifestyle, if you are a stay-at-home mom, girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever it may be, then honestly, that's amazing.
I would like to know what the stay-at-home lifestyle is, and I would also like to know why Rebecca thinks wanting to stay home is amazing. I would say it's because you've managed to undo that internal capitalist pressure to always be productive, but I have a feeling Rebecca's reasoning would be different.
I love being a stay-at-home mom. I love being a stay-at-home wife, and I know it's not for every woman, and that is perfectly fine, but I think a lot more women would be open to that idea. So don't be turned off by it. It's an amazing lifestyle, and if you are interested in it, I can make a further in-depth video about that and what we did in order for me to stay at home.
I would be willing to bet they made a budget. That was Rebecca's video. Let's talk about the trend itself. First, if someone wants to be a stay-at-home parent or spouse, that's great. For that matter, if someone just wants to stay home, not my business. But here we have influencers going online and glamorizing their lifestyle on TikTok, which I understand has a younger audience. And if your dream in life is to be a stay-at-home anything, that's fine, but it's dangerous to make it look like if you stay home, you'll spend your days looking after yourself and your significant other, it'll be easy, you'll get to go shopping and work out whenever you want. But the reality is that most folks living off one income have to budget. They don't get to just stop by Chanel and pick up gifts on a whim. Also, they're targeting teens and young women, and as someone who was once a young woman, even with all I had seen, you can't know what you don't know. I never once thought anything bad would happen to me until it did. These TikTokers are not encouraging women to plan for the future, and yes, that is dangerous. To brush that away as jealousy is, I can't even think of a word to describe it. But if your partner truly cares for you and wants what's best, having a talk with them about contingency plans and ensuring you have your own funds to set up a safety net would not scare them off. And if it does, perhaps you should rethink that relationship, or at least rethink giving up your financial independence to rely on that person. And that's it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I would like to give extra thanks to my patrons, and if you would like to help support the channel, my Patreon is linked below along with everything else. Liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing are also great ways to show your support if you would like to. Have a great day, night, whenever you happen to be watching this, and fade to cats.